Now for round 3 against Nichols. I feel kind of bad about Nichols because I keep on drawing like really well against him. But this is interesting. He's playing a Yapamaya Enchantress deck. So win the die roll in this game. Shoot, let me back that up. Because the first hand that I get looks keepable, but it's not. So, Crypt Rats, Fiend, Stinkweed, Lampad, right? So this hand seems like it's keepable, but I've got no green to access to use Commune with the Gods, and I've got no Tortured Existence, and I've got no way to actually draw extra cards. So, in this game, in this matchup, not that I knew he was playing, I didn't know what he was playing, but this hand against a random field is just unkeepable. So, this hand's a one-lander, so obviously can't keep that. And then this hand is a perfectly keepable hand. It's got a Tortured Existence, it's got 3 lands, and it's got some kind of access to Disruption or Scrabbling. So I ship back a Lampad and the Grave Scrabbler. So I'm thinking he's on green land destruction here. So I just get out my tap lands early. Well, he doesn't have land online. No, he's got a... See this and it's just like, what the heck is that? But still not quite sure what he's on, but I'll figure it out. So now here, I've got a Fiend. It doesn't matter because his hand... I didn't see it. So his hand is 2 Cartouches and a Rancor and an Oran Arlet, so it doesn't actually matter what I take. He's just going to fight and kill the Fiend. I was still at this point hoping to see like a land destruction spell, which is not what happened there. So I'm going to Fiend in the yard, and he's got a big dude he's suiting up. I draw a Spore Frog, and it's not going to be enough, basically. Because at this point, he's going to start suiting up his guy to get bigger and bigger. And then he's got an Oran Arlet here, and I can't draw a land for the rest of the game, I think. Yeah. So I end up with just... And I misplayed there by not sacking Wilds at the end of his turn before, but doesn't matter too much. But now I'm going to have to sacrifice Spore Frog every single turn for the rest of the game, and I can never actually win. Can't draw any more lands. So long story short, I'm locked out of this game permanently, and I can't get myself out of it. So that's it. I'm gonna exit this game because I lost. So, and that's the way it goes. I try and keep myself up by like, eventually I land like a Golgari Brown scale, and I start cycling that. But as I'm trying to gain life to get out of that range, he keeps making his guys bigger and bigger. So that's that game. So here's game 2. And it's perfectly keepable. For sideboarding, I brought in my Enchantment Hatred and took out like the Fume Spitters, the Thought Picker. I also brought in some Dead Weights. Took out the Mesmeric Fiends, the Lampads. Brought in the Dead Weights for his Mana Dorks. I mean, that'd be a reason to keep in Fume Spitters, but I don't know if he showed it in the last game, but he also had the 2/2 Arbor Elf that only untaps Snow Permanents. So that's why I chose Dead Weights over Fume Spitters. And then I also took out the Fairy Macaques because it was unnecessary against his deck. So that's that. Like I said, the hand's perfectly keepable. It's got a Tortured Existence, Commune with the Gods to even fill up my graveyard. So this hand's a great hand. Obviously, just as always, leading off Tortured Existence right away. Him leading off with Wild Growth there is kind of questionable. I think he mentions it too. Because he ends up having some Arbor Elves in his hand, and he didn't lead off with those. So cycle the Barrymore. So I get myself a Spore Frog, and now at this point I need the 5th land to really be active. I'm not under any pressure yet, but now he's going to start applying pressure really fast. He uses the Benefaction of Bonus to grab himself an Enchantress and a Cartouche, I think. Yeah. So he's got 9 power on board, and I need to find a land very quickly. Or to draw another land. Choose not to dredge with Stinkweed. And I draw a Deadweight. How does this game play out? I don't remember. Yeah, so I Deadweight the Enchantress, play a Spore Frog. Okay, so now I'm fog locked out. Is this the game that I'm... Maybe I won the previous game. I need to go over that. Oh no. No, I remember what happened now. I'm not locked out because I've got extra creatures in my hand. So at some point here I just need to draw a land. Okay, so then I draw the Jungle Flower, which means that I can actually keep the Spore Frog loop going and actually draw like a Tilling Tree Folk or Frozen Tuskers or whatever. So he's got big old dudes, and I'm always going to be sacrificing Spore Frogs. So now I'm going to start... I didn't dredge. Why didn't I dredge? That was dumb. Anyway, I didn't dredge for reasons unknown to me. I think I will in the future, though. And then here at this end of turn... So, given that he chose red on his Utopia Sprawl there, I'm beginning to think that he's got flings. So, my plan here is going to be to clear his mana dorks and then start giving myself brown scale activations. Again, I didn't dredge and I didn't, for whatever reason, which is a mistake. But I started giving myself brown scale activations from here on out. As you'll see in the future here, all these brown scale activations matter. Like every last one of them. Again, I didn't dredge because I don't know why. I guess because I already have creature in my hand. So I'm just rebuying tons of life with the brown scale every chance I get. And I think now I do start dredging. When I dredge, I start dredging brown scale instead of Stinkweed, which also might be a mistake. But every activation is going to matter from this point forward, so... Always leaving myself up just enough mana to cast the Spore Frog. So I finally get a Scrabbler here and start using it. So Scrabbler grabs Spore Frog and then I think a Faceless Butcher. No, Wicker Ballader. Probably should have grabbed Faceless Butcher there. I guess my thinking was that I was going to destroy the mask and take the pressure off myself. Doesn't matter too much because that's not what I ended up doing, so. Do I dredge? I do not dredge again. Again, really questionable plays by me. But I do get a Scrabbler, so I didn't get punished for not dredging. We do this, and this time we grab the Faceless Butcher. And then do 2 brown scale activations and a Spore Frog. Yeah. So we sack the frog, and now we can actually start getting in with Grave Scrubbers, which is going to be relevant. Choose not to dredge again. Again, seriously questionable plays by me, and I'm not getting punished for them. So down here, I'm going to go for the Faceless Butcher kill, or for Faceless Butcher to exile his biggest dude. He ends up having a Vines, which really messes up my plan here. But I guess I would have had to get rid of it eventually anyway. So he goes for the attacks, and I obviously sack Frog. But then at this point, I realized that he's not going to be able to profitably block the Grave Scabblers. So then I start getting in with them. So dredging brown scale. And then I start getting in with... I should have attacked with the Butcher too, but I wasn't thinking properly. So yeah, I just let him kill my dudes, or he takes 4. And this is one of the ways that I can apply pressure here. So now I think we just go for brown scale activations again until I can no longer do it, and then cast Spore Frog. I'm just getting a ton of life here because eventually he's going to try and fling it at me. And he chooses not to block, so now I've got a second brown scale, so I can actually just loop these things to gain like a lot of life. Now I'm still worried about like a double fling at this point. Oh no, actually, now I'm worried about a single fling. So he's got this 48, 46 Enchantress, which I'm just gonna, frog. And then brown scale. Finally get this Tusker, which is nice. So then he blocks the Scrabblers. He finally rises the Jiggas up. And at this point, let's see here, do I have a Crypt Rats, but I can't actually kill him with it. I need 1 black deck to get the Crypt Rats back, 1 black to play the Crypt Rats, and I go on Crypt Rats for 3. So instead, I'm just going to go grab myself like a Scrabbler and Scrabbler, grabbing a Spore Frog, and I pick up brown scale too. Oh no, I grabbed the Crypt Rats. So I'm thinking that next turn I'll kill him. So here he has the fling. He flings it at me. And that's okay, I'm at 6. And then he's got a second fling, I believe. I don't know, I think he's just like a torch or something. Yeah, so it tries to torch me for 8, but I have 2 brown scales in the yard. So I go down to 2 with that torch. And I dredge up the brown scale. I attack. He chooses not to block, I think. No, he chooses not to block both. He blocks just the Scrabbler, and that's fine by me, because now I can just get Crypt Rats back and kill him. 4 Xaxes. All right. So then we go to game 3. Seems kind of clunky with the tap lands, but it has everything we want. It's got a Tusker, Frog, Fume Spitter even, Elder, and a Tortured Existence. So definitely keeping this. He's got a turn 1 Elf. And he's got another dude. So at this point, I'm thinking that he's choked on land. So I'm going to kill his elf rather than play Torture Existence. And then play the... And the next turn, if he doesn't land another land, then I'm going to Chainer's Edict him. So, looks like he's still stuck on lands. He hits me for 2. He's got a Relic out, but that doesn't matter too much right now. The graveyard isn't doing anything. So, I'm just going to choke him off mana here by casting the Edict. Then I'm just going to keep on leveraging my mana advantage and go for a Tusker, grab a Swamp, and then play the Torture Existence from there. Oh wait, no, I grabbed a Forest. Why did I grab a Forest? Oh, right, because I wanted to play Wickerball Elder. So I wanted to play Wickerball Elder and activate it to kill this Relic. That was my reason for grabbing that. He gets to draw a card off of it, but that doesn't matter too much. Playing around the Relic is kind of a pain in the butt, so if I can choose to not do that, that's what I'm going to do. The drawing a Mold Chamber here was just about the best draw I could have had. Because now this turn I get to play Tortured Existence, and then hopefully he doesn't do anything, and I'll just Shamble and kill his land. And cut him off of even more mana. So I cycle the Tranquil Thicket, and then just play a Spore Frog. He's got an Enchantress, which doesn't matter. Here I just blow up his land, I'm not sure. Yeah, I just blow up his land. And once that happens, he can't actually do anything anymore. So getting the beats in with a Wickerball. Makes this Enchantress a 6/4, doesn't matter. So I've got this Caterpillar. So here I'm going to offer up the trade with the Mold Chamber and the Wickerball. And then if he blocks the Mold Chamber, then I blow up his Rancor and his Enchantress dies. I blow up his Rancor with the Caterpillar. He doesn't choose to take that route, so but that's okay. We'll just leave it like that. There's no reason to play out of Brown Scale. I prefer to leave it to cycle and back Spore Frog in case he somehow tries to come back out of this game. Another Rancor, but it just doesn't matter because he's dead on board. So there's that.